In the spring of 1462, Wallachia stood on the edge of a storm. The Ottoman Sultan, Mehmed II, conqueror of Constantinople, was marching with an army of 90,000 to crush a small land and its fierce ruler, Vlad Țepeș. Picture a quiet village, its people stirring at dawn, unaware of the fire that would soon consume their world. Vlad, the voivode, stood tall, his eyes cold with purpose. He knew his forces could not meet the Ottomans in open battle. Instead, he prepared a different kind of war, one that would turn Wallachia's fields and homes into a weapon. As the morning mist clung to the hills, his orders echoed: burn, destroy, leave nothing. The people obeyed, their hearts heavy but loyal. Close your eyes and see a land bracing for sacrifice, where courage and cruelty walked hand in hand. As Mehmed's army crossed the Danube, they found no fields of battle, no armies waiting. Instead, Wallachia was a wasteland, its heart burned by its own ruler. Vlad Țepeș had ordered his people to torch their crops, poison their wells, and raze their villages. Picture the smoke rising, the fields blackened, the homes reduced to ash. Families fled, driving their livestock into the hills, leaving nothing for the invaders. In a letter to Hungary's king, Vlad wrote with chilling clarity, "I have killed peasants, men and women, old and young. We have burned down everything." This was no act of madness, but a strategy to starve and break an empire's spirit. The Ottomans, weary and hungry, stumbled through a land that offered only despair. Imagine their footsteps, lost in a silence that roared with Vlad's defiance. Deep in Wallachia, the fortress of Târgoviște stood as Vlad's stronghold. But as Mehmed's army approached in the summer of 1462, they found no welcome, no challenge to fight. Instead, a grim spectacle awaited them at the gates. Picture a field of stakes, rising like a forest of dread, each one a silent message. Vlad had placed his enemies here: Ottoman soldiers, scouts, even envoys, turned into trophies of terror. Some stakes bore turbans, nailed in mockery of those who defied him. The Venetian ambassador to Buda wrote of this sight, and even Ottoman chroniclers admitted their warriors faltered. The air was thick with fear, the wind carrying whispers of Vlad's cruelty. This was no battlefield, it was a warning, carved in the shadow of the fortress. Let this image haunt you, a testament to a ruler who wielded fear like a blade. Impalement was not just punishment for Vlad Țepeș, it was his signature, a mark of his rule. Picture a field outside Târgoviște, where 20,000 stakes stood in perfect rows, a forest of terror crafted with care. Each one bore the weight of his justice. Ottoman prisoners, traitors, even his own people who dared to disobey. This was no chaos, but a display of power, meant to break the hearts of those who saw it. Chroniclers like Laonikos Chalkokondyles wrote of this sight, and even Sultan Mehmed, conqueror of empires, halted, shaken by the scale of it all. Vlad's enemies saw not just death, but a ruler who would stop at nothing. To him, this was order, a way to protect his land. As you drift into this moment, imagine a man who turned cruelty into control, his legacy written in the frost of that silent field. Vlad's defiance was not only in battle, but in the smallest gestures. Picture a stone hall, where Ottoman envoys stood before him, their turbans a symbol of their pride. They refused to remove them, citing faith. Vlad's response was swift and merciless. "Then let them be nailed to their heads," he declared, his voice like iron. The Saxon chronicles of Brasov tell this tale, how he turned their defiance into a lesson. Those envoys, sent by Mehmed to negotiate, became symbols of his wrath, their fates displayed on stakes for all to see. This was Vlad's way, not just to punish, but to proclaim that no one, not even the Sultan's men, could challenge his rule. As the torches flickered in that hall, his message was clear: Wallachia would bow to no one. Let this moment linger, a spark of defiance in a world of empires. Not all of Vlad's enemies met their end on stakes. In the shadowed forests of Wallachia, he crafted a terror more personal. Picture a group of Ottoman captives, spared from death, but marked forever. Their faces bore scars, their bodies broken, not out of kindness, but as a message to their sultan. Vlad sent them back, limping, branded, or scarred, each step a testament to his resolve. Slavic chronicles whisper of these acts, how he humiliated his foes, turning them into walking warnings. As they staggered toward Mehmed's camp, their presence sowed fear among the Ottoman ranks. These were not men, but proof of a ruler who feared no reprisal. Imagine their journey, each scar a story, each breath a challenge to an empire's pride. Let this image carry you into the night, where terror became a voice louder than any army. In the summer of 1462, Mehmed II, conqueror of Constantinople, faced a foe unlike any other. Vlad Țepeș had turned Wallachia into a nightmare, burned villages, forests of stakes, and scarred survivors who carried his message. Picture the Sultan's army, once mighty, now retreating across a barren plain. Hunger, disease, and fear had broken their spirit. Mehmed, a man who toppled empires, paused before Târgoviște, shaken by the sight of 20,000 stakes. Ottoman chroniclers wrote of his unease, how he called Vlad a man impossible to defeat. Wallachia stood, not with swords, but with terror, its ruler's resolve etched into every burned field and silent stake. As the sun set on that grim campaign, Vlad's legend grew, a shadow that lingered in the hearts of empires. Drift into sleep now, with this tale of a land that refused to kneel. Good night.